I'm tapping. I'm going to start tapping. Even though I'm anxious, I still love and accept myself.
That's right.
Even though I'm nervous, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm worried, I still love and accept myself. This is tapping. What technique is this?
So this is called E.F.T, Emotional Freedom Technique Tapping. And right now we're just starting with part 1. It's a 9-point protocol. So you always start with the karate chop here.
Chop.
Kind of letting the nerves know that we're coming in, that there's going to be some stimulation, some connection. You kind of start to feel the breath a little bit, a little deeper.
Now it's working.
Yeah, you feel it right away, right? And then we move to point 1, if you want to just follow me. So we go over here. Normally you would add a phrase to it. So even though I'm so anxious, I don't know what I'm going to do about all of this. So you're really stating what you're feeling. Oh, this anxiety, it's so hard. It's so heavy. I can never get rid of it. Oh my God, I've been dealing with this, follow me, so long. I don't know if it's ever going to get better. I'm getting really, really tired of it. Oh my God, I just don't know. Every time I think I'm getting better, I'm not, and I'm overwhelmed, and it just doesn't go away, and I don't like this feeling. I don't like this feeling that I feel all the time when I have anxiety. It doesn't feel good. And I want to feel good, and this doesn't let me feel good. And so I'm going to try to change this up a little bit just by what I'm doing. And then I move up to the head. So this is a 9th point. And normally what we would do is we would keep going, kind of identifying the negative feelings you're having, right? Until eventually there's a click and you release it, right? So each of these points is connected to an organ in the body that houses different emotions. So when you're with the client, you're kind of noticing where they're staying stuck on. So if we're doing the collarbone, that might be like liver, bladder. That might give me some information around, okay, some grief that's not moved through, right? So it's kind of like the connection between all of it. And then we keep going around, but now with the positive kind of affirmations. I like what I'm doing. This feels really good to me. Same points. It feels really good to feel good, and that I know how to get myself here. I like feeling good with what I'm doing. And this right now makes me happy that I'm committed to myself, because taking care of myself is the most important thing. And I like knowing that this helps me feel good. And feeling good is what it's all about.
Wow.
And that would be the end of a script.
And what was that cycle called?
That is just round 1. It's EFT, tapping protocol, and there is a subjective, kind of depending on what we're dealing with, the weight of the issue, who we're talking with, and that we can spend a good 30, 40 minutes just on the negative script, and we can just maybe stay with one word for like rounds and rounds. And the idea is that it does open up the emotions. You will cry, you might scream, you might take some deep breaths, you might do whatever depending on what we're touching. But it really brings immediate relief. It's evidence-based at this point. A lot of research that shows us that this really does work for anxiety, for stress, and depression.
Now, how hard should I have tapped? Was I tapping too hard, or just, you don't want to bang, right? A nice gentle tap.
Yeah. I kind of push it sometimes to the point that the systems know. So even imagining sometimes you're doing it, I do feel like it can make a difference. Wow. But in terms of actually doing it, you don't need to go hard. It can be the tap, or it can be acupressure, which is another kind of way of moving. And this is also connected to like acupuncture. So acupuncture, we're working with different, with different
I saw the
points.
acupuncture line, like will connect to something.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
if your foot hurts, you put an acupuncture here or something crazy.
Exactly.
Or the exact opposite.
Yes.
You mentioned collarbone, maybe liver. Where would the cheekbones be? Where would that lead to?
This is connected to the stomach meridian.
Okay.
So that's another aspect, is we have like 3,000 acupuncture points in the body, and then we have these energetic meridians called the meridians. So kind of like I compare them to veins. And so when we're working with healing, like energy healing, if you're having stomach issues, for example, we would work with this meridian that begins here. It actually like follows all the way through. Every single meridian has this really unique, kind of aspect to it, into the thighs, out to the knee, out to, your big toes.
Nice.
So you would learn that protocol. We do the energy work. We clear through that, and that would then help you with stomach. As a little simple example.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a wonderful way to start our podcast.
Yay.
That was great. I'm here with my good friend Jenny Alzate. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Very excited to be talking with you. You are a psychotherapist.
Yes.
If you couldn't tell, what do you think?
Well, I don't know.
We started
I own it, yeah.
I love it. It. Well, my name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Friends of Feeney is a nonprofit. We help children and families that need assistance after heartbreak or tragedy. And I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people that are doing great things. And Jenny, you do wonderful things, helping families. and people that are going through some trauma or have some things they need to talk about. How long you've been doing that?
So I've been a psychotherapist for about 20 years, and I've been in private practice 15 years. Early on in my career, I was working at Wheeler Clinic, did a nonprofit, was very, learned a lot, great experiences. I knew early on that I needed my own space to fly and do it my way. And so like my late 20s, I left and I started my private practice, and I've done that for 15 years now. And then we evolved into the Enlightenment Counseling Center, which we can talk about in a little bit. And that became more of an administration, helping other therapists with their own caseloads and building up and helping them, feel empowered and clinically savvy to do the work as well.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk to you. What month are we in?
Today, this is May's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, we're here to talk about our mental health today.
Mental health.
Mental health is very important.
It's everything.
Right? Now, what grade do I teach?
Third
grade. So pretend you're talking to a third grader. How would you explain mental health to a third grader?
Mental health. I mean, I there's just such a connection between emotional health and mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it would just be more of like teaching them that they have this ability to take care of themselves and how they feel, and how they, support themselves in their self-talk and in their thoughts, and that it's, something that they can really learn how to be well, and when they're not feeling well, how they can still express that and get the support that they need so that they can feel a little better. Excellent
job.
Yeah.
Excellent. You passed. That's an A+
That's
for
an
my
A+?
third graders.
They would understand that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And you worked at Enlightenment Counseling Centers. Enlightenment Counseling Centers, CT.com is your website.
Yep.
Beautiful website.
Thank you.
You have like pretty flowers and pictures, and explains everything that you do.
Yes.
Who does your website?
So we actually just hired a family friend who has
Nice.
his own business, a younger guy who is just kicking butt with everything, very well, connected to the group practices, mental health aspects. So already came in, very
Nice.
prepared, and, kind of really got to understand my niche, the niche of what we're trying to do, what we're about, and then created kind of based
Great.
on that. Yeah.
No, I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're working with your good friend, Nicole.
It's my girl, Nicole. We've been colleagues for over 20 years.
Wow.
And I think I was telling you before, we actually started off in the 998 Farmington Avenue, right across from Luna Pizza. So this is so cool to be here because we would come here and have lunch all the time. And we shared a small little basement office. We split it in half. I was pregnant with Kingsley, my son, which we'll talk about. She was pregnant as well. We're like, let's experiment with private practice and see how this goes. And within, I think, 5 months, I was like, this is for me. I know it is. And I worked really hard for a good year, full-time jobs, 2 full-time jobs, got the caseload up, and then eventually left Wheeler.
Yeah.
And so then we were together, and then we've evolved into a bigger space, subleasing that. And then we realized, like our energies, our missions are sticking to the community. People want to work with us, or anyone that they know that we can recommend. So the business was born.
That's amazing. Yeah, right across the street. Because
Right across the
Luna
street.
Pizza is 999 Farmington.
I know.
And you're at 998.
Yes.
Suite 207.
Yep.
Phone number?
860-729-3284.
Email address?
So we can do ECC assistance 2021 at Gmail. That's like for the administrative person that can answer any
Nice.
questions.
Very
you
cool.
guys.
Very
Yeah.
cool. No, I feel mental health is very important.
Yeah.
I feel exercise helps me with my mental health. How do you feel about that? Exercise is key. Do you suggest everyone get out and move?
I mean, it is medicine for sure. It's not just from an integrative approach, which is what I kind of focus on, but it's from a physical standpoint, obviously too, right? Letting alone like the mind and your emotions, but the health that it brings is just so unsurmountable. It affects you in so many different ways. So in my clinical work, I'm working with people who have depression, who have anxiety, who have a hard time maybe leaving their home sometimes. So movement is beyond the exercise, but it's more about moving the body. We're not looking to really sweat right now. It's just about breaking patterns, moving the body, taking in the sunlight, taking in the fresh air. So it begins like that, right? And then it can evolve into so much more. I'm a yoga practitioner. I'm very much into hiking and, really like long walks and these kind of things. So you could, evolve and find your own kind of niche. But without a doubt, moving the body is needed to be well.
What would be some other keys to having a good mental health? Exercise, moving.
Yeah. So I mean, again,
Talking about it.
this integrative approach is beautiful because it really helps me.
And what's that term? Integrative.
Integrative is a psychotherapist that is,
Yep.
licensed clinician, trained in all the kind of traditional psychotherapies,
Gotcha.
but also trained in complementary and alternative medicine. So that becomes like the meditation, like the breath work, like the somatic movement, which is really working with the body and movement, and even like pain or distress in the body as a way to access emotions and access maybe even traumas.
Okay.
And so it's an eclectic approach, to really understand how a person is functioning, and then where they can also be, kind of hurting or suffering. So yeah, so depending on that, you can use, I do a lot of visualization and imagery, for example, as a powerful tool to
Okay.
begin your day, kind of seeing yourself happy, content, at peace, saying hello to everybody. With youth a lot, who are bullied, do a lot of work of like, imagine yourself, walking in, how do you handle the situation? Who's around you? How are you feeling? Right. So just one little example of like imagery as a tool. Breath work is another one. Like that's a huge piece of what I do for real, is really focusing on teaching about breath regulation, not getting so there's a lot in the breathwork world now. There's so many techniques and different modalities, but just the basic diaphragmic breathing is what I start with. And this is just a very specific breath that we know is connected to the central nervous system. Mental health is not only emotional and physical, but it's physiological when we suffer from our mental health. And so that's one aspect that as an integrative therapist, where I'm very focused on, is your central nervous system, and the gut health. Two other kind of outside the boxes aspects that get affected by distress, emotional or mental or psychological. So treating those as well. So depending on what we're kind of dealing with.
And when I hear gut health, is that the food that you intake and drinks that you intake, or?
So gut health is the health of your microbiome, which is your stomach, right? So we understand that there's a lot of neurotransmitters that live in our bellies. So when we have depression or anxiety, it's like 80% are living in the gut, and people don't understand this.
Way.
It's not meant, they're not in the brain. They live here. So it's this.
Elaborate. Go on. This is great.
It's this interesting, like, intricate kind of thing, because it's.
But nothing to do with the food that you eat.
Well, yeah, the food, yeah. So I look at it as your gut health is like a garden, and you have a soil, and then we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. That's the normal human.
Yep.
When we have too much distress or live in chronic anxiety, our gut health gets really dysregulated, right? So we have a lot more bad bacteria. We tend to then crave sugar and dairy. So that's where the connection, and those types of foods actually feed the bad bacteria, make us sicker, make us more anxious, make us more depressed.
Gotcha.
So it's this like kind of like thing that you're stuck in.
You ever, when someone's at work and you're like, I'm having a rough day, I need chocolate. Is that
cravings could be, the idea of like, but I mean, and cocoa, good chocolate is actually good for you. I would recommend, like, if you get like the clean stuff, it actually is good. Yeah. But it's more like, no, it's like the person would be suffering with, like, if they have chronic anxiety, let's say they have issues with digestion, whether it's, one or the other. They have issues with flatulence. They have bloating. So there's like physical symptoms that tell us just a dysregulation in your belly.
And then based on that, you will eat based on how you're feeling. Anxious, you'll eat food, or
it will affect how you eat and what you eat as well. Yep. And to actually heal that this is where, like, the integrative approach, again, I work with naturopathic doctors very closely, with functional doctors, with acupuncturists, and like massage therapists, trauma focused massage therapists, because everything is like complementary. It's all connected, and I understand that, right? So it's like, not only am I integrative in what I'm bringing, but also working within the community of healers and knowing mind, body, spirit, who can do what, and kind of all working as a big team.
And you partner and collaborate. You send someone there based on what their
we share
needs
notes,
are.
how they're doing.
Wow.
I have clients that want to get off medication, for example, and it's been pretty successful, where I've worked with my naturopathic doctors, that I have great relationships with, and we've helped a lot of clients come off medication, move into natural supplements to still manage depression or anxiety. A lot of times the medications themselves are exacerbating symptoms or creating other symptoms. And so a lot of the patients come in, they don't know where to start. It's like, what? I've been on these meds for 20 years. I have so many different meds. I feel like crap. What is going on, right?
Wow.
So so again, that integrative approach is having that lens, and rather than just talking around how you're feeling today, right? It's like, no, all right, where's the feeling in your body? Let's connect with that. let it express itself, right? Let's maybe bring in some imagery to bring some soothing to that. Let's maybe do a little body work to ground your body, movie, right? So,
Yeah.
And then let's do some breath work, meditation where we end the session, you're calm. And then, so like the session itself is medicine. I always tell my clients, like therapy, the session is the medicine,
Yeah.
In so many different ways.
I saw that. And you do sessions. You could pay per session. I saw it on the website. I think that's great. Do you have an introductory, like a first time lesson session?
Session. I usually do like a 10, 15 minute phone conveation, consultation.
To get to see where they are?
Yeah, to see
now,
where they are.
Now, is that free?
It's for free.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. It's for free.
So if you're listening, check it out. We'll share the website and the email again. But if you're thinking, talking about it, and I feel like already that tapping, I still feel it a little bit in my forehead. I clench my jaw sometimes.
Exactly.
Where would I tap if I clench jaw? If
So
I clench my jaw?
The human is very intuitively guided. When we get headaches sometimes, and when I'm doing my energy medicine class, and we're talking about learning all these points in the forehead, and they're like these technical terms, and I'm like, she's like, how often do we see humans when they're stressed out do this? It's an innate knowingness that we're now just reminding you guys, hey, there's actually acupuncture points here that you're touching by just doing this. So with the mouth, I do a lot of massaging, a lot of work, helping the client identify where they hold their stress is like that baseline. The first month is really like, how are you presenting with everything? And then using the body as a way to also relax the anxiety, right? So we'll start practices where I'll do a whole regimen. We write it down, 5-minute massage here. Then we're going to do some lymphatic work. We're going to move some, the lymphs and kind of.
And this is all in one session.
This can be one session,
move,
all of it.
Visualize.
Depending on what's going on.
You get it all in. Wow.
Depending on what's going on.
That creates the term integrative.
Yes.
Gotcha. I'm with you now.
Yep.
This is great. I'm learning a lot.
Cool.
I've known you for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that we finally get to chat.
Me too.
With my good friend Jenny.
Hey.
What are some, all right, so you are a psychotherapist.
Yes.
Let me shout out some sponsors first. So we're
Yeah.
here at Luna Pizza,
Yeah.
$9.99 Farmington Ave. We got Parkville Management, Golf Law Group, Sally and Bob's, The Fix, The Float, Keating Agency, West Hartford Lock.
Yeah.
So with West Hartford Lock, what are 3 keys that make you a great psychotherapist?
3 keys are my genuine love and passion for this work.
Mm-hmm. It shows.
Yep. The respect that I have for humans. I truly have worked with so many different people, hundreds, I want to say thousands of humans. And I just respect diversity. I just, respect uniqueness. I've been exposed to so much through my work, and I've heard pretty much everything you can imagine, good and bad, that can happen in human lives. And so bringing that, you know what I mean? Like just holding space for everybody. So able to do that without judgment. And is that 3?
Love for people, love for your job, and love for
the third one.
And passion. Passion for you.
And the gifts I have.
Nice. Gifts? No. I don't know. Speaking of gifts.
Yes.
Oh, well, first we get in how we know each other.
Yeah.
You are the room parent.
I was.
For my 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So Kingsley, shout out to my guy Kingsley. Yay. I miss you.
Oh.
I remember you. You stand out. You're a phenomenal student, classmate, and friend.
He was.
He cared for others. He cared about his classwork. He cared about other kids' classwork. He's just so whatever you're doing as a psychotherapist and a parent, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm be very proud because Kingsley, the kid can beatbox, the kid can drum, the kid can be
play
a
piano,
reporter,
play guitar, be a reporter, write a
break dance. I think he break dances. Plays basketball.
Plays soccer. Oh, and loves his video games, of course. So it's the balance that we keep from
Great
finding.
Great kid.
Yeah.
So you were the room parent, and so I get gifts at the end of the year. Do you remember what gift you gave me?
We gave you guys with the tree, right? We got gift certificates.
Okay.
It was Karina
but you
and
personally gave me a gift too.
Oh, what was it?
It was like a salt rock that you plug in.
Yeah, that's right. The Himalayan salt rock. Yes.
My daughter uses it.
That's right. You told
to
me.
this day.
That's awesome.
I had it down by an office, like by my computer, but I guess that's not the place for it. You want it in your bedroom, near your bed?
It wouldn't be bad by a computer either because it does neutralize all those energies.
Okay.
Like I have a whole bunch of little things near my phone and stuff that are like these like stones with copper in it to try to like, kind of work with the
Nice.
infrared and all the different kind of things. So you could use it in that way, but wherever you're called to use it, it's going to work.
Okay. So you're big into the energy, and do you do singing bowls?
A lot, yep. So I have like 5 crystal bowls at the office, big ones, all different quartzes, frequencies. I have about 6 different Tibetan bowls.
Do you hit it and say, hey, breathe until you can't hear it anymore? Or do you do,
I use
what
it
are
in
your
so
some
it's very
techniques?
intuitive. So a part of me too, is I'm very intuitive. So, I have all these tools that I can work with and identify and whatever calls me. So I do have them organized by like the chakra that we work with. So each chakra, there's like energy centers that the human, has a different frequency. And so these crystal bowls are all different frequencies. So the A note, the D note, the
Oh,
E
so if
note,
you hit
the
it a
F
certain
note.
way, it'll affect
The idea is that
someone's body
I'm
part
working on
different?
somebody's
Come
body
on.
part. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what do you say to a skeptic? Say, I'm not skeptic.
No, I hear you.
I
yeah.
believe. But
Yeah.
what if you say someone like, come on, are you serious? I rub here and it affects a body part down here, or I hit a sound and it affects your stomach? What would you say to someone?
I would say you have to experience it first, because it's
Don't
one of
knock it
those
till you try it.
things, Also, I'm not here to convince anybody of anything.
Okay.
Honestly, at this point in my life, in my career, I'm very clear about what I'm providing, and I'm here for the world. And whoever wants this, great. I'm not trying to step outside of it or rationalize
Good
it or
answer.
explain
I
it.
love that answer.
Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah.
Also, you set up a booth at Johnny's Jog
Yes.
2 years in a row.
Yeah. No, like 4.
Is it 4?
We've been next to each other for years.
Oh, the whole time. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, like at least 3-4 years.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's
Misspoke.
okay. No, yeah.
I definitely have seen you.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
All right, my bad. It was more than 2.
I think so.
But,
We've been doing it like 5 years now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you
That's
had
been
you
great.
had your singing bowl out. You had a lot of things out.
Yes.
So
I like
and
to show
purple, Is
people.
purple a certain color for a certain reason?
Purple is like one of the branding colors, but I would also say it's connected to the third eye. So there is a connection to, you have a purple shirt on, to the opening of the third eye, the amethyst stone, which are all very healing. So yeah, there's definitely, and it's just a color I resonate with. Like
Yeah.
I have certain colors and numbers that I connect with that mean certain things to me that I express myself through. So it's a wonderful color.
I love it.
Yeah,
Well, you pointed out the shirt, so I might as well give it.
Yeah.
I got to give my guy a shout out.
that's right.
This is Parker. Parker's Posse. Parker's from Bristol, little guy. Has diagnosed with arthritis, but he raised and we walked at the Hartford Athletic Stadium for arthritis 5K. Parker won and raised the most money. So shout out to my guy Parker.
Amazing.
He's a great person and a great friend. His mom Mary and his dad Poe. They call him. His last name's Santo. I'm messing that
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But there's Poe 1 and Poe 2. Mary Poe and Parker Poe.
Sweet.
So shout out to Parker Purple. And
Yep.
he raised the most. So congratulations again. He was on with Renee Danino. He's a great kid. And I was really honored to be a part of it. We're on the back. It says parents, families, and friends.
It's cool. Yeah, I see them. Super cool. Friends with me.
Did they get out of?
What else? Mount Southington and Friends and Family.
Boom.
Yep.
Mount Southington, yeah.
Mount Southington.
They work at Mount
I'll
Southington.
do it again.
Boom. Got it. Boom. Yeah, that rock light is cool. That was very cool. So thank you again for that gift.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our room parents. You and Karina did a great job.
Thank you.
Is Kingsley still cool with Christian?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Is Kingsley still cool with Gus?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the crew.
That's the girl.
I want to say Gus and Christian. Did I have them in second grade? I had a couple kids I moved up with. Maybe they were Christian. Who knows? It's been a while. But
Yeah.
I looped with 5 kids
Okay.
from second grade
to third.
to third.
Okay.
Kingsley was not one of them. But
No. You were his first male teacher, because he
yes,
had
I was his
different-
best male teacher. Tell Mr. Dix that.
No, he had a great time with you in that classroom. It was really a
Yeah,
beautiful
he's
time.
a great kid. It's easy to have a good time with good kids, right?
Yeah. Kind.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Kingsley's dad once at drop off was wearing an American Dream Team hat, USA hat. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, that hat's awesome. First day of school, I said that. Last day of school, you know what I got as a gift?
What?
The hat.
You did? Oh,
My guy Mike. Thank you.
That's awesome. Oh my
So
god.
you guys hooked it up. So thank you so much.
Kingsley's it's gonna get a lot of hats and a lot of sneakers from Dad. He's a collector.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
good stuff.
I complimented his J's too. He had Jordans.
Yeah.
I'm like, nice hat, nice sneakers. And he
That's
wears like a
great.
size 15 or something too.
Yeah.
Because I'm a size 11, and I was like,
Oh,
maybe
geez.
no,
You're like, no.
not gonna work. What are some? So I had some
Yeah.
questions on. I looked on mind-body medicine and energy medicine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you compare and contrast those two?
Yeah. So
Say it's like a Venn diagram.
those are two of the main modalities that I'm trained in terms of complementary and alternative medicine. And mind-body medicine is really any techniques that are either kind of being used from the body to help the mind, or to use the mind to help the body, or techniques that support both the physical and the mental, right? So meditation could be a mind-body technique, right? I do a lot of meditation using the body to induce a deep relaxation, right? Or again, using the imagery to relax the body.
Yep.
So, the tapping is another example of that.
What about What
Yep.
about spirituality?
Spirituality, yeah. So
Are you praying to a god or something else?
So with the mind body though, I want to just talk about like
sorry.
biofeedback is another kind of practice. I don't know if you're familiar with it, which is so freaking incredible. It's an older model. It's been around like for PTSD, the vets, from many kind of times ago, and it's very very powerful, and a technique for working with PTSD and these kind of things. So I feel like that's a whole world speaking about how that works, but it's really like working with the brain waves, your muscle tension, your heart rate, and through imagery and breath work and meditations, really learning how to calm your brain waves down to different levels, really working with the muscle tension to help relax with anxiety. So it's super, super cool. And there's a lot within that. Eden energy medicine.
Wait, is that Sanai? Come on, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Sanai, let's go. It's one of my faves. Gymnast? You still being a gymnast?
Not anymore. I do track now.
Track?
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Come say hi to the cam. Come on. Say hi right here at the camera. Right here.
Hello.
Sanai.
Are you doing a podcast?
We're doing a pod.
We're
This
doing
is
a
Jenny,
podcast.
one of my
Hi,
students'
how are
parents.
you?
Psychotherapist. Where
Psychotherapist.
May is Mental Health Month.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. What's your
Awesome.
channel?
Yeah, it's called Feeney Talks with Friends on YouTube. This is episode 137.
Wow.
You're gonna be on there.
Yes.
No, it's great. What grade are you in now?
I was sophomore.
Okay. Yeah, I went to your gymnastics thing, and you came in first place. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
All right, well,
Love
sorry,
that.
well, I don't want to keep you, but it's so great to see you.
Nice to meet you. Take care. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I love
seeing-
that. Mhm.
Yeah, that was great.
I love seeing old clients too.
Yeah.
If they say hi to me, because I'm like, I can't say hi to them. They have to say hi to me.
True.
That's a little.
I know.
One
I
of
think
the
she was
many
gonna walk
ethics.
by.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Who's this guy? I don't know this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, you. Oh no, she was
That's
fantastic
great.
student.
Oh, that's
so
great.
good.
Add
so,
that in.
So what's Kingsley in now? 7th grade.
He's in 6th grade.
6th grade.
6th grade. He's been going through all those nice changes. But he's doing good. He's
Got the
he's a good
mustache going in yet?
Oh, yeah. He's coming in.
Is he talking like this yet?
Not yet. Not
Ma,
yet.
what's for dinner?
He did try to get in my bed last night. I was like, you are way too big. I'm like, get out of here, kid. We can't sleep like this anymore. Oh, my God. He's like, come on. I'm like, no, go. So anyways, yeah, so the Eden energy medicine is another, kind of training. It's really working with like 9 energetic bodies of the human. It's like beyond, it's not in the textbooks. It's stuff that like, it's just so hard to explain, but it's also working with Chinese medicine and, just a mixing of a whole bunch of different things. So that is another technique where, again, we do the tapping, we do the acupuncture, we do a lot of like more like moving the body, shaking it, sweeping energies away.
Oh yeah. So we must live in the same neighborhood, but when I see you walk,
Yes.
you're reaching up.
Yes.
You're doing arm movements. You're not just walking.
No.
So is that
So I'm
something
doing
that you're
Qigong.
talking about?
So I do
Okay.
Qigong. Qigong is a practice. It's
Qigong.
Qigong.
C-H-I
Yeah,
gong.
Gong. I think
G-O-N-G?
technically it's Q-U.
Oh, wow.
G. Like there's like technical way of doing it.
Yep.
There's like depending on the language I think you're speaking.
Gotcha.
But I think it's technical is Q-U-G-O-N-G. Could be wrong. Can't remember now. But yeah, so that's just like again a lot of like
You do a lot of looking up.
physical. Everything.
Very
has, like,
smooth and fluid with your movements
Right, like
too.
everything.
Like
has,
yoga.
Right.
Can you do walking yoga? Is that what you're
Yes.
doing?
Yes, I do that as well. Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
You didn't just make it up?
No, walking yoga or sitting yoga. So we do a lot of like chair yoga is a big one right now for people can't move too much. I
Older,
can't bend down.
heavier or something?
That
Yep.
might be, but you could do a nice 30-minute session of yoga on a chair. So I'm trained in that. Also, like aromatherapy is another big one that I use. So plant medicine. I have like the best essential oils.
Like the aroma that just came in and out? Or no?
Like, well, that's an aroma. It's a good one depending on what's going on, but so I tailor like my oils in the office every day. I kind of intuitively make blends on what I'm feeling, but all the oils that I have are working on different parts of the brain. So like I'm pretty researched in that, and I know kind of, so if a client's depressed, I'll pull one out special. Let's start with this. Let's shake up a little bit, and then or at the end to ground back in after a stressful session. So I use that in so many different ways, but that's super impactful and sustainable, right? So a lot of the work that I do is it's really cool because yes, at the beginning, the practitioner needs to facilitate, and I very much use it in clinical ways, but I teach my clients everything. So they leave or they, start to create this, what I have them do in their homes is like this huge board, mind, body, spirit practices. So when I wake up, how am I feeling? I teach them how to check in. Checking in is everything, assessing their energy, and then, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm going to do this imagery. Okay, I'm feeling this, I'm going to go do this body work. I'm feeling this. So they literally
If this, do that.
They have this organized system of all these techniques that we use because there really are so many.
Do you ever see the ones where it's like take 10 deep breaths, look in the mirror, say I love you, drink some water, read a book, do some push-ups?
Have I ever seen that one?
How's that one sound? I saw it on Instagram.
I think I do mirror work. So again, me as a clinician, how I do things is very different. It's much more tailored. It's much more, clinically focused. So I'm all about the mirror work.
Yeah.
I think
look in the mirror and say
look in
positive
the mirror,
things.
It's never that easy. Depending who we're talking to, that could actually backlash you if you tell a person to look in the mirror and their self-talk is so dark and deep, and then it could lead to I'm saying I'm depending on who we're working with. You know what I'm saying? But a client, mirror work is a very sensitive technique. It's not for everybody. So I think maybe when you see these TikToks and they generalize these techniques, that's the difference between somebody doing on TikTok versus a practitioner who's trained and knows when to use these certain techniques.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I could be found as Joe Schmo and it might not work the way it should.
No.
Because he has no background, no training. He's just some guy on YouTube telling
me.
Tell yourself I love myself. This is going to be a great day.
I think there's a time and a place for that, but not everyone's going to receive that, understand that, be able to do that. It's depending on where you are truly with yourself and your like self-awareness and your healing and your aware, you know what I mean? Like your current state that would dictate kind of like if that could be beneficial or not. But it's
all interesting
subjective.
Stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say? It's a tough question, but what would be your first advice for someone that has anxiety or depression? Is that tough?
Recognize that you have it and name it.
Name it.
Name it.
Name it one or the other, or give it a name like Charlie or Bob.
No, like not name it, like give it a name, but like know that you have anxiety.
Gotcha.
I have a lot of clients that have been functioning in these energies, in these ways for so long that they will often say, but this is me. And I'm like, this isn't you. This is the condition that you think is you. You're like deeply in there, but that's not you. So a lot of people have just get so used to this state of being frazzled, worried, stressed out. You know what I mean? And that's their baseline. So when I say like name it, it seems simple, but a lot of people don't even know this is like their norm. So coming to therapy and validating, no, you have a diagnosis. This is what this is that alone is a life changer because it's like, oh my God. Really? I never even knew that. This isn't normal. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be acting this way. So a lot of times,
so
just
acceptance.
The naming it and the acceptance is another aspect that I have clients that still 1, 2 years, 3 years cannot accept it. And when I say that, that there are conditions, right? And that could be any medical condition. Because at the end of the day, we're dealt with whatever we're dealt with. And not everything's going to go away. But learning to live with things in peace and happiness is what we can do. Those are our choices. So the accepting of it for some people with a lot of trauma who've been judged their whole time, their whole lives, it's this kind of like, what's the word? Like defensiveness of like, I'm not going to keep changing who I am. I the world's always told me I'm not good enough, and now I have to accept this, and so it's within that context. And I'm like, I hear you that we're kind of bundling this into all the negative you've heard about you your whole life, hence you're here, and that's why you don't love yourself and you have such a negative self script. But in this case, this is a condition that was that resulted from trauma, hurt, abuse in your life, and the mind, got created a whole new script based on what you heard that was very not healthy. So it's like helping people see, we're not blaming you. Like, this is nobody's fault. This happened because you're like a sponge. Humans are, we just absorb. And when you have parents that are fighting all the time, that are not happy, that are miserable, that maybe sometimes don't even connect with you, which is sadly that a lot that exists, that becomes like your own script, and that becomes like your own self-perception, right? So it's powerful to help them, empower them by naming it, but also knowing that there's so much more behind this. But we have to know that this is a deep layer that's not you, and you have to know what it is,
And then does it a certain age, affect mental health different, like younger, older? When you get like older, does mental health affect you differently, obviously? Or no?
I don't know if it affects you differently, because depression is depression, right? But in terms of like the typical common kind of symptoms, I think the more life you have, the longer you live in that pathology, and more hurtful experiences happen because you are living from not feeling worthy enough. So you're in an unhealthy relationship, you're miserable, you don't have a relationship with your kids, you don't go after your career, you're not happy. So you can see the older person has more layers of pain, trauma that's still rooted from the same thing that they all, depression. So it gets more, it's more complex. There's many more layers to kind of unravel from. But healing is possible. And I think that's a big piece of what I want to say, like why I'm so passionate about this is like healing can happen to anyone.
No matter the age
no
or
matter
the trauma.
the age. No, it's a subjective word, healing. It really is. I don't see it as a black and white word. You know what I mean? I think healing can be knowing your condition, knowing how to keep it at bay, knowing how to tend to it, knowing how to prevent it, but you still may have symptoms. And that's healing. You know what I mean? For some people who are minimal stress variables, just had maybe one situation happen, every good support system, more protective factors, they will be able to move through things faster or eliminate symptomology. So when a client's like, how long am I going to be like this? I'm like, tell me I can tell you within 6 months, you're going to be here. Within a year, you'll be here. Within a couple years, you'll be here. So my treatment is usually 2 to 3 years. So it's very long-term, deep work, but it's life-changing. They don't have to come back to therapy. A lot of my clients come after 15, 20 years of therapy, and just have not been able to move through. And then they come in with me, and it's like, it's a life changer.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here first. $9.98. Enlightened counseling setting or integrative psychotherapy. Jenny and Nicole.
Yeah.
So Nicole, my motto is be a good friend. Hold the door. Pick up trash that's not yours. Give compliments. Be charitable.
Smile.
Smile.
I love smiling.
What makes Nicole a good friend?
What makes Nicole a good friend is her support, unconditional support. She knows me. She knows my energies. She knows my passion. She trusts me and believes in me and really gives me a lot of space to create. She has her, role within the practice, which she's very happy with. So we're both very balanced and happy in what we're doing. So that's great. Like I feel, just support and openness and honesty.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nicole, you're a good friend.
Yeah.
What minute are we so we could send this to Nicole? Minute 39. What about someone that's like, oh, you're depressed. You got to get out and move. You got to get out and exercise. But that person that's depressed is like, I can't. I'm like stuck. I can't move. Or when it's so easy for the outsider to say, hey, you got to move. You got to move. Where's the challenge? Where's the suggestion or advice for that situation?
Compassion is the first step. Understanding that it's not by choice. And really, holding space for how hard that must be, that you can't move your body, and that if you could, you would.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, they're like, oh, I'm like, people don't understand. I understand, like, there's so much depth in everything. it's not a person just refusing to be lazy. Like I hate that because there's such a story there. It's not
Yeah.
I don't want to be lazy, you know what I mean? There's so many other variables and factors that go into that. So compassion, validation of what they've been feeling, how hard that must be. And then, through that connection, again, if I was their therapist, it's that would create that space and they start to open up about what's going on. And there's so many different stories and things that, you wouldn't even imagine, like, oh, I don't have clothes to fit in. I don't have clothes anymore. I have one client that has this condition now where she sweats just walking from the stairs to the elevator. You know what I mean? So she's super embarrassed. I have other people that don't have a space to walk because they live in like huge buildings and so there's just so many scenarios. And some humans are so, easy to judge and be like, that's bad, that's good. And I'm like, you guys don't even know shit. You know what I mean? There's so much else going on. So validation. Yeah.
How would someone that's struggling with aging, like getting older is tough on some people. Have you noticed, do you have clients that struggle with that, or does that lead to anxiety and depression? And what suggestions and advice do you have for someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, I have one of my newer clients is in her early 60s, and she's looking at retirement, and she wants to travel. She's gained a lot of weight in the last whatever amount of months or years, and so she is depressed, right? And she obviously wants to, and she's focusing on the aging, and I'm helping her change that picture, because it's not the aging, it's the body still strong and doing its thing, right? It's the decisions or choices that we're making because of the idea of aging. So then you start to build a new it's not about the aging, it's the energy connected to the idea of aging. So once I explain that, which again is very central nervous system.
It's the idea of
aging that makes it scary.
Yeah.
But if you are in peace with it.
So it's more up here than here.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I mean, I do believe that the body is made to last, and I often will say I want to die healthy. That's what I say about myself, because I don't think I need disease to, equate getting older. I want to die healthy because the system is made to support us for a certain amount of time, and it has this beautiful automatic way of taking care of itself and being so powerful. This avatar, I call it sometimes, really. And so aging doesn't equal bad. Not in my mind. It doesn't, but there's a lot of other aspects. So as a therapist, we can't change the reality of things, like you're aging.
Yeah.
But it's really helping them, reframe. Reframing is everything in therapy. And a lot of my clients be like, what you just said, just poof. It's that reframing. It's like, oh shit, never saw that perspective.
Yeah.
And then that just gets them into a whole different understanding. It's a different, angle. It gives them more power to do new things. It's just so amazing. So aging is part of life. All of us. I mean, I'm getting older, and I see it, and I'm just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
It's part of life.
Interesting. Yeah. I got the receding hairline going. I got the gray hair going.
Oh, me too. The gray hair.
Got the comb over.
Oh, I have my aging things happening too.
What about? So I teach
Which
third grade.
is so humbling. I love it.
Third grade.
Yes.
And I'm telling all the third graders, because this is the first time they take Spanish, and I'm like, learning Spanish or learning another language is like a superpower.
Totally.
What would you say to students that are learning a new language, or how does this help you in your field? Because I know you're bilingual.
I am. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I love the superpower, just the term that you use, superpower, because I'm all about that. Like, what are the superpowers that we all have, whether it's foods that are superpower foods or aspects of ourselves of like deciding and choosing? That's a superpower. Like, to decide is power, right? Yeah. So anyways, I play with that word a lot, superpower. Yeah. But in this case, you're asking me about what?
Being bilingual.
Bilingual, yeah. So, I mean,
I think you advertise that on your website too, bilingual psychotherapist.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Spanish was my first language, not English, so I speak both of them very fluently. My parents did a really good job at maintaining that Colombian energy in our home, our whole lives, the customs, the language, the everything. So I really have felt like this beautiful balance of Colombian and American energy. I've been saying this my whole life. Any other language just gives you more access to more people, more community, more ways of viewing life and seeing life, which is powerful because there's just so much outside of where we are. Spanish clients love working with a, originally Spanish clinician because, and a lot of them, I do work with a lot of women right now who will say no one understands, like, for example, the Spanish mother, like a Spanish woman. Yeah. Literally. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I have a wedding plan. She's like, I need a woman that can understand the Colombian. I'm like, I am like, yes, I do understand the Colombian mother. So
Perfect.
that alone was what she needed for engagement. Look, she didn't care about my experience. She's like, are you Spanish and do you know about a Spanish mother? I'm like, I do. So that alone is great. So that it
Great
just
connection built.
it's just allows more people to come in to work with me, to work with our therapists who are
Mm-hmm.
Latinos too, and to get really good support, clinically savvy support. So yeah,
I
it's
think
important.
that's great. Shout out to our third grade teacher, Monica Senora Malaver. She's
Malaver.
Colombian.
She is. She's
You ever
great.
you talked to her about that, right?
We did talk over the years, yeah, when Kingsley was there.
She's awesome.
She's sweet.
So
yeah.
she teaches all the kids, and she does a wonderful job. Kids are so engaged and
Yeah.
excited.
Oh, they really are.
So
I
thank
love
you.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I wish my daughters just took a test at Conard. They're certified bilingual.
Ooh.
It's by literate too. Bilingual.
Wow.
Like it.
So there's a
stamped-
certification
Yep.
now in high school.
Yeah. They took
That's
like an hour
incredible.
test. They had to record a voice. They had to read. It
Wow.
was really intense. It was like 2 or 3 hours. But they
Good
both
for
passed.
them.
I'm very proud of them.
So I actually went to school in Spain. This was fun. In college, I did a summer abroad, and I went to an actual university, all in Spanish, University of Alicante, which is like right northwest by the ocean, Mediterranean, freaking amazing. But I remember taking lit courses and history courses and all this stuff, and I'm like, So I got a minor in Spanish now that I think
Nice.
about it. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. It's a good things to know.
Spanish. And then how often do you go to Colombia?
When we were younger, we would go more often. As we became adults, it was a lot of other trips kind of happening. So I went 2 years ago, and prior to that, it had been like 5 years. So, my aunts come here too, so they kind of rather
Nice.
come here because all the sisters are here. So it's just kind of, or we travel different parts and meet each other in different
And
parts
how
of the
many
world.
family members do you have? A brother?
I have a brother and a sister.
Gotcha.
We're all a year apart. Yep.
Oh, wow.
We're a year apart. We were Conardites, so the three of us were pretty well known in West Hartford because
Nice.
we're all a year apart, and we were fun people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I got some questions for you.
Oh, okay.
Who's your favorite niece?
Oh, really? I have to answer that? I can't.
Who's your favorite? Oh, wait. What's your
'Cause I
favorite
love
thing?
them all.
Let's see. This was written by someone too.
Who? Oh,
I'll tell you later.
okay.
Someone at Woke It.
Oh,
What was your favorite thing as a therapist?
my favorite thing as a therapist? I do love seeing parent and children heal and like say they love each other after like a lot of stress and trauma, and to really feel that.
So you do parent-child. Do you do
I also do-
marriage?
I don't do couples work right now. I've done it all. Right
Yeah.
now I definitely do women's mental health primarily, parent work, with the moms that I'm working with. Maybe have the kids come in and do some family work with them, or husbands come in to support their wives,
Yep.
depending on what we have going on. Yeah.
Do you have kids?
Yep. So I have Mr. Kingsley Gallagher, who we just talked about.
Where are you from?
So I was born in Hartford and in the South End, and I moved to West Hartford in my freshman year of high school.
Who's your favorite sibling?
Oh, really? I can't.
You got to answer both. Favorite
No, I
niece and favorite
can't.
sibling.
No, I can't. I can't.
What's your favorite food that your mom cooks?
Sancocho.
Ooh, okay. What's
So
that?
sancocho is a typical Colombian plate. It's just like a hearty soup with corn and plantain and juca and chicken or beef and carrots. Just like this nice chickeny, brothy.
Where can you get
really
it
good.
around here?
Franklin Avenue, there's a Colombian restaurant, so it's a typical plate, sancocho.
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 P.S. I should interview her mom. Why are you a therapist?
Is that a question?
This might have been written by your eldest niece.
Oh, no way!
Am I correct? Is she your oldest?
Yeah, she's my oldest. Oh, she's the one that
wrote these
wanted.
today.
Oh, that's so cute.
She came in for a sticker,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey. Or no, she knew. She goes, you're interviewing my aunt. I'm like, write down some questions.
That's so
So good
cute.
job on your questions.
Who's my favorite
She's
niece?
awesome. First question. I love that.
Oh, I love her so
And
much.
sibling was
Let's
a
just
good
say
call,
that.
too.
Right. She's like my
Not your
dad.
dad.
That's so cute. I love that. Yeah, no, it's a great family. I have a great family.
Yeah, great family. Great
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
They're great kids, too.
Yeah.
I missed the boat on Ella. Mm-hmm. And who's the youngest?
Maya.
Maya.
Maya's
What
going to
grade
be
is she
in
in now?
fourth grade now. Next
No.
year. She's coming in. She's in third going to.
Is she?
Is she? Yeah.
I don't think
Or
she's in
second.
third
No,
grade.
going to third.
Yeah, she's in second grade.
she's so bright and such a spark. I'm like,
Yeah,
so
she's
young.
in second. So maybe fingers crossed, Maya.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
in
that'd be
trouble
great.
if you get me. No, I'm kidding.
No, it'd be great.
No, great, Ella. Ella, great questions.
Oh, that's so cute. Love her.
You love humans,
I love
but you also
humans.
love dogs.
Oh.
Where am I going with that story?
Oh, the dog. Yes, the
Barkley.
famous day. That was
My
amazing.
dog is a Labradoodle, and he's still here on this earth because of Jenny. And I want to thank you. Not only were you a great room parent, a
Oh.
great psychotherapist,
Oh.
great at yoga, but you saved my dog's life. He must have escaped out of the house, and he was on New Britain Avenue running back and forth. Stop traffic. My daughters are crying. You're in the street
Frozen.
like this.
I'm like, what's going on? Yes. That's like my emergency doctor kind of thing. I just come in crisis and I can just
Someone
handle.
called me crying or something. I drove down. I left school early.
That's right. I remember you coming this way.
Coming
Yep.
down, and I'm like, "You want to go for a ride?" And you open the door. Barkley, want to go
Yep.
for a ride? And he hops right in.
Oh my God.
You saved the day. So my wife thanks you.
Oh,
I thank you.
of course. No. There was no other choice. I had to. I mean, geez, someone has to help out.
That changed. That changes everything. Oh, you have a wonderful Instagram. Let's talk about your Instagram and your first post. I want to talk about too.
Well, is it Instagram or Facebook? I mean, so that's the thing. So I have the Enlightenment Counseling Center, right? That we're
Yep.
obviously doing the promotion for. But then I also have kept my private practice separate from
Okay.
there. So I treat them as two different businesses.
Oh,
You know,
Enlightenment
so
Center?
that's the Enlightenment. Yep. So
And I
that's
thought it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you must have just posted from earlier.
the event
Did
that
you
we
have a
did.
new one today?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was from Saturday.
Because
We
this
did a
debunked one, I thought. 3 myths about therapy debunked. Number 1, you need to hit rock bottom before you go to therapy. True or false?
False. It will wake you up though when you hit rock bottom.
But don't
So,
wait.
But whatever you need to go through, you need to go through. But yes, try to
2.
avoid that.
Do you remember what 2 is?
No.
Therapists just tell you what to do.
You know how much I've gone down my brain
I
running this
figured
business?
that. I
I'm
know.
not doing
Therapists just tell you what to do. True
Never.
or false?
that. If they do, turn around.
It's not all about giving answers.
No.
Your therapist partners with you.
Yeah. I mean, I help you come to your own answers. I'm not telling you anything.
I love it. 3, talking about it will just make it worse.
Sometimes. I think that's where the somatic work and the energy
Mm-hmm.
work comes in, because talking sometimes is too charged with emotion. So what I would do is either a tapping technique like we did.
Yep.
If they come in, right? So I'm not going to talk at that point. I'm going to relax their system. So validate how they're feeling, look at me, keep them engaged. Okay, follow me now. Let's go. Let's start doing this. They don't even need to know what they're doing. They don't need to understand it. I know that it's calming the system down. Then maybe we can check in. I just want to sit down. All right, you sit down. I have like different stones they can hold on to, or I have an oil they can decide so they can ground a little more. How you feeling now? A little better. So what do you want to talk about? So that's the beauty of this
Yeah.
approach. It's like, I can't even imagine like the
Something
client
different
comes
every
in
time.
and you're like, okay, tell me about it. I have to read the energy, and these a lot of these
Do you do
modalities.
Reiki?
I do Reiki as
You
well.
do Reiki.
Well,
Okay.
I'm certified in Reiki. I haven't done much because I've kind of had a challenge with knowing, because it's like a very, kind of physical, where you can touch the client
Yeah.
sometimes, or you can be outside of their field a little bit. So I just haven't like really crossed that line yet between like, the mental health client, ethics of that, and kind of figuring out all that. But I very much work with the energies. I got trained and then certified, so I received, all the energies from the skies to be able to provide the support.
Nice.
So so I do all that.
Is there anything you think I missed that you'd like to share or talk about? You're doing great work, and I'm so honored to talk with you today, being Mental Health Awareness Month. We're in
Yes.
May. Mental health is important every month, but it does stand out and get its recognition. Do you know why May?
I don't know why, May. I'm sure there's a reason
Weather's
for
getting
it.
nice.
No,
Memorial Day. Who knows?
I learned more of these months now with more like the the marketing kind of stuff in these
Yeah.
last years. It's
Yeah.
not like I like work my work around these months, but I mean, so it's like they all have meaning and reasons. But either way, it's an opportunity to highlight, right? And I think awareness is the word that I like live for, right? Awareness of yourself, awareness of how you feel, awareness of what you're doing, awareness of how you're being with others. Like a lot of people don't even know what's going on with themselves. So I start off sessions with everybody. This might be something, to start getting a baseline. So putting an alarm on or something, depending on the environment, the work stuff. Weekends we go more with it, but I'm like, okay, set an alarm, and every 3 hours, if you're in a school, you're a teacher, this goes off, and you take a minute or two and you do a check-in. Where's my breath right now? How's my body feeling? What do I need right now? Where's my breath right now? How's my body feeling? What am I needing? So imagine just until that becomes automatic, and of course, like in balance, but.
So say kids go to lunch. I'm in my classroom. I'm by myself. I'm about to eat lunch. I ask myself that question.
Yes.
Where am I at right now?
Where's my breath right now?
Oh, my breath.
Where's my breath?
How am I feeling? And what do I need?
Yes.
Wow. Those 3 questions.
That's it.
I'm going to try it.
Do it.
I'm going to challenge everyone listening.
Yep.
Do those 3. Ask yourself those 3 questions.
How's my body feeling? How's my breath? What do I need right now?
All right. I challenge my listeners to write handwritten notes and take very cold showers. But now we're going to do, where's my breath?
Where's my breath?
How am I feeling?
Yep.
What do I need?
What do I need? Yeah.
I love it. You're here to hear. Comment and let us know how you're feeling with those 3 important questions.
Yeah. And that's really good with anxiety because we're trying to kind of interrupt the patterning a bit. And with anxiety, breath work is the number one for me, right? So a lot of times we have short breath. When you have anxiety, you have short breath. You just feel it.
Oh, yeah. You're panting and nervous. So you consider long,
So-
deep ones are good, better. Yeah.
In through the nose for 4, hold it. Out through the mouth for 5.
I know. I do that in my classroom. I hit the singing bowl. Sorry.
Yep.
I hit 1,
Yep.
stop what you're doing. 2, eyes on me. 3, big breath. And we all take a collective breath as a class.
I love that.
And then sometimes we do 5 deep breaths. Because these kids, like, the huffing and but just that alone, like, it's already a little brighter in here.
It is.
After you take a
Right?
deep breath, you're feeling a little more relaxed. The shoulders are feeling better. Again, it's brighter. The brain feels like
Clear. More
you
clarity.
almost get
More.
a little.
Yeah. Yeah. And breathwork, I was going to say, again, it's a whole chapter on its own. It's a whole world, right? But like, it's interesting doing the biofeedback. So I was actually receiving biofeedback, since I talked about it earlier on, kind of coming out of my own stuff, my own stress response, my own anxieties, last couple of years. So I was like, I think it's time for me to receive a little bit of what I give to the world. So I, started my therapy again with my own therapist, and I started doing biofeedback just to really go in strong. And I know that I could handle both. And with the biofeedback, it's, you're connected. Your brain is being measured on a computer, your heart rate, your body temperature, your muscle tension, and you're seeing the data on the computer, and you can see how you're manipulating the different parts of the physiology through different practices. So for me, based on my breath and what was going on with me, we identified the 5-5-5 breath, which was exactly what I needed based on my symptoms. For some people, the diaphragmatic breath, so breathing in for 4, belly out, hold it, breath out for 5, belly in. It could be a very good technique from somebody else. There's the nostril breathing.
Oh, breathe in one and out the other? Yeah, I do that.
But all of these have different, techniques.
Depending on your need.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a world on its own.
So it's
I
very
love
narrow, precise.
It could be.
They see the
or
issue.
Or it could be general to start with anybody, just education on breath. But I'm saying it could go so deep. And that's why there's breath work, facilitators that just do that because it's such a technique. Yeah.
Any closing remarks because I got a gift from my last guest. My last podcast was Ben Fuchs, financial advisor. So if you're looking for financial advice, Ben Fuchs is your man.
Oh, right.
And if you need anything printed, brochures, signage, golf balls, you'll see Cricket Press on Park Road.
Stress
my
balls,
friend
that's
Greg.
what we make.
Stress balls. He'll do stress balls.
Okay.
Cricket Press just won Family Business of the Year by the Business Journal. So
awesome.
But closing remarks first, or
closing remarks? I think it's the message that healing is possible at any stage, any level of life. It doesn't mean it's easy or what I mean. It's a process, it's a journey, but you can come to peace with life and be in the now because life is just now. It's the eternal now is what I say. It is just now. So just to bring that hope to people, you know, obviously we're around as well. We are here. We have our office right across the street. We're on 660 Prospect Avenue. It's called Therapy Row. It's a whole bunch of therapists. Been there for about 5 years. We do have openings in both offices. We take all insurances. We have opening for adolescents, for, women's issues, postpartum, couples, and family as well. So, give us a call, check out the website, and we would love to connect with you guys.
Jenny, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Again, Mental Health Month in May, so I'm glad we got this podcast in. It's a very important topic.
Yep.
I love your family. Kingsley's amazing. Tell him I said hi. You're the man. And where am I? How am I breathing? What do I need? Let's remember that takeaway. That's a huge takeaway today in breathing.
And the tapping, right?
Oh, I got to get the kid from CCD.
Yep.
So, no, great. And it's got some work here.
Oh,
Kingsley's TED Talk on Butterflies.
Oh.
Air by Kingsley.
Oh, those are
Monopoly, Compare and Contrast. Monopoly and Sorry.
Oh.
He wrote about the Medal of Honor.
Oh.
Just an amazing work that was on the Google Drive. I want to share that with you.
Cute. Oh, can we take this to show him?
Of course, please do.
Oh, he's going to love it.
And I'm going to do a little unboxing.
And you're going to do your box. Let's do the box.
Unboxing from
right.
Cricket Press.
Beautiful.
Let's see what we got here. You got all this? I'm going to unbox this from Cricket. I'm very excited to see what it is. You got to get the crinkle in. Crinkle, crinkle.
Crinkle, crinkle.
Crinkle.
Listen to the sound.
You could. You hit the dialogue. I'll do that.
Check it out. Hear the plastic coming out of the box. The cover's coming off. What is it? Ooh, that is gorgeous.
Cricket Press. Oh wait, hold on. And then.
Ooh, amazing. That is beautiful.
Oh, but Cricket
Really
Press.
nice.
Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Cricket. I should.
Are you doing that?
Hold on. Oh yeah, nice, much better. Forgot. Yeah, you guys.
Little nails. Not many.
So the banging wasn't good. All right, thank you for allowing me to do that. I could have went on for another hour.
Yeah, right? For
But
sure, I
Thank
could
you,
have.
Greg. Thank
Awesome.
you, Jenny.
Yes.
It was wonderful chatting with
thank you so much.
Don't forget to check in with yourself. What are you feeling? What do you need? And
What do you need?
how's your breathing?
How's your breath? Yeah.
On 3, we're going to say, be a good friend. 1, 2, 3.
Be a good friend, always and forever.